Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another exciting meeting at Interpersonal Toastmasters. At Interpersonal, it's all about you. It's a season. It's a wonderful part of any year, whether it is the wonderful carols or the shining star. We have a star in the room, the Toastmaster of the day, always smiling, always inspiring everyone. Toastmaster Catherine, who is going to take forward. Catherine, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Raghu. Thank you so much, Interpersonal Toastmasters Club. This morning, you are all most welcome to the most wonderful time of the year. Indeed, it is my most wonderful time of the year. I hope that it is also yours. This time of the year comes with many feelings. It comes with feelings of reflection. Have I been enough? Have I accomplished what I needed to accomplish? It also comes with excitement. It is a time to give. It is a time to connect with family. And for some people, it comes with pain. I lost my loved one. I don't have anyone to talk to. It brings a bit of depression. But I come to remind you again, it is the most wonderful time of the year. It is the time of closing. It is a time of new beginnings. It is a time of merrymaking. And when I was growing up, this time of the year was my most favorite for two reasons. One, that I discovered who Santa Claus was. He was actually my father. When I was a little girl, my dad woke up every morning. He had this red, nice suit with a Santa hat, and he was dark, but I didn't know why he had white beards. He walked around with bells that were ringing, and he said, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I was so little. I wondered why he knew my name and why he gave me the presents I always wanted to have. And just a few more years later, I asked my mom, that Father Christmas, like we called him, we didn't call him Santa Claus, it sounds so familiar. It only occurred to me when I was 7 years old, maybe the fourth or fifth round. He is actually my dad. And the reason is, when he went back to change after going around the community giving the children gifts, he forgot a small piece of the white cotton on his mustache. Then I knew that was Father Christmas. So this time of the year, my dad has been gone maybe 12 years. He reminds me of the time that I discovered who Santa Claus was. He was my father. Who's your Santa Claus? Ladies and gentlemen, this most wonderful time of the year brings us to celebrating new seasons, new beginnings, and an invitation to enjoy one another with the star, with the shimmering, with the bells ringing. It looks a bit like Christmas today. So I take this moment and I would like to introduce our role takers for the day. I would like to call upon the following role takers who will quickly introduce what their roles will be. And our role takers today will be Manoj as the grammarian, who will be introducing the word of the day. Anna Marie, is it Anna or Anna Marie, who will be our timer, and
Anna.
Sangeeta, who will be our counter. In this order, please take to the podium and introduce to us your roles. Thank you.
Hi, this is Manoj. I'll be playing the grammarian role today. So I'll be trying my best to see what are the best uses that are being done by the people who are speaking here. And if there are any corrections in the words, grammatical corrections, if I can catch some, I'll note them down and give my report at the end of the speech. And the word of the day is remarkable, meaning being worthy and striking. So let us use the word of the day, and as and when we use the word of the day, let's put a thumbs up. So let's start our remarkable event, my first event in the Interpersonal Toastmasters. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Gita?
Is it me? Hello.
Yeah. Sangeeta, she's asking you to introduce your role.
Okay, can you hear?
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Sangeeta, and today I am your accountant. I will be giving my report when called for by the General Evaluator. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Anna?
I'm getting a pause in the.
Good evening, dear distinguished guest. I'm Anna. I'm pleased to be timer for today's meeting. My job is keeping track of your time you deliver the speech. And for the prepared speaker, please note the following rules. When you see the green, my background is green, you have used the minimum requirement all the time, so you are qualified. When you see the yellow background, means you have 1 minute left. When you see the red background, please conclude your speech within 30 seconds. For the table topic speaker, the rules are as follows. When you see the green background, you are qualified. When you see the yellow background, means you have 30 seconds left. And when you see the red background, please conclude your speech within the 30 seconds. Am I right? The rules is right. Okay, so let's start our remarkable journey for today's meeting. Thank you. Back to TTF.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Thank you so much, Manoj, for introducing your roles for today. And now we get into the most wonderful time of our meeting, and that is the time we have a menu from our prepared speakers. This morning, we have 2 speeches from Toastmaster Grace and Toastmaster Jim. Before I invite the first speaker, I'd like to invite the remarkable DTM Susan, who is evaluating Grace, to tell us her expectations of Grace's speech. Thank you. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Today, Grace will be speaking from her dynamic leadership path. It is a level 3 elective. The project name is Make Connections Through Networking. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop and practice a personal strategy for building connections through networking. For the timer, it is a 5 to 7 minute speech, and her speech title is Network, Network, Net Worth. Madam Toastmaster.
Network, network, net worth. Toastmaster Grace. Toastmaster Grace, network, network, net worth.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Well, let's be honest. The idea of introducing yourself to strangers isn't all that appealing. So unless you are an extrovert, you may find it really hard to push yourself to try networking. Today, let me share with you my professional networking journey and why it could be important for you. Networking refers to building mutually beneficial connections with other industry professionals. Although networking has many benefits, including improved confidence, creativity, and most people engage with it in networking to advance their careers. But before I dig deeper with networking, let me share with you my very first remarkable professional networking experience. And just to be clear, for an introvert like me, I did it because it was, of course, a school requirement. So before attending that networking event, I did a bit of Google search. So Google became my friend. I had to list down all the do's and don'ts in networking. I had to figure out what to wear, which I found out to be a business casual. I had to identify the proper social etiquette, even how good my handshake should be, printing out my resumes and business cards to be distributed to hiring managers, and even memorizing my 30-minute killer elevator speech, which is it's really hard. And so I went to that networking event held in one of the hotels near our place and introduced myself to a bunch of hiring managers. I remember having that conversation with them. We talked about their company, what they were looking for, and we exchanged information, even LinkedIn information. And after that, I had to send them thank you notes via email. And some of them, I added them to my LinkedIn contacts. And just for you to know, I didn't get hired from that event. But there are a lot of things that I learned by attending just that remarkable networking opportunity. First, that networking opportunity paved way for me to find connections that helped me to find people at the specific companies that I was applying for back then. Second, it helped me to get new ideas from others, see things from different angles, learn new business techniques, and stay updated with specific industry. Third, it helped me to get to know new people, and it really boosts my self-confidence, and I've also learned how to market myself more professionally. But back then, I thought networking should just be a formal one, like those in career fairs, trade shows, industry-specific seminars, and conferences. But as years passed by, I realized that networking doesn't have to be that way. It could be casual and candid too. I learned that networking could be done when you are volunteering to a specific organization, attending social gatherings and parties, or even just attending Toastmaster meetings like this one. Yes, attending social gatherings and Toastmaster meetings like this one. And it can be candid and casual, like I said earlier. Having a good amount of network can deliver unique advantages for you. You can get a lot of information and access to diverse skills and power. They said that the bigger your network, the more access you are to this information that is private to only few people. And we all know that having more information is having more wealth. Your network also creates a circle of trusted individuals with various skills that could help you at some point in your life. That could help you save time, energy, and money. And finally, network is your net worth. In other words, it dictates how much power and influence you have both socially and professionally. So I invite all of you, my fellow Toastmasters, do not be afraid to network with other people. You can start here, like I said, in our club, because it is a safe space for you to get to know a lot of people from various places around the globe. Like we have people from the East Coast, in the West Coast like me. There are people from India and Malaysia and Uganda, and they have various skill sets. And just like that, you can have the same benefits that I got before. They can help you find a colleague from a dream company. They can help mentor you a specific skills that you wanted to learn and just update you with new information and ideas. Jim Rohn once said, "Your network is your net worth." The people you surround yourself with, both offline and online, can totally change your life one way or another. Back to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Grace, for that speech. Network, net worth. Indeed, it's our value more than anything else. And now I'd like to invite our second speaker, who is Toastmaster Jim. But before Toastmaster Jim takes to the podium, I would like to kindly request DTM, the remarkable DTM, to share his expectations of Toastmaster Jim's speech.
Christmas is all about hope. Now, we cannot have celebrations without the gratitude. Today, Toastmaster Jim is attempting his persuasive influence path, level 1, speech 4, actually, evaluation and feedback, speech 1. And he's going to talk about gratitude square. I wish him all the best. The speech objective is simple. Give a speech, get the feedback, and repeat the speech by implementing the feedback given in the first speech. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster after that. Catherine, do you want to invite him with this title?
Apologies. Gratitude squared. Toastmaster Jim. Toastmaster Jim, gratitude squared.
Tonight, I want to give an appreciation for my remarkable and beautiful mom. She's 80 years old, and I admire her tremendously because of everything that she has been through in her life, from developing schizophrenia as a teenager to now showing some signs of dementia. She has still maintained through all these years a sweet demeanor and a smile for every new person who she comes into contact with. It's been an absolutely amazing ride to get to know her over this past decade as a person, as well as my mom. Now, why is this so important to me? Besides the fact that everybody just adores their mom. And I certainly adore mine. That goes without saying. But in early November, while I was battling COVID, I learned that my mom was in the hospital and needed to have a pacemaker installed because she had a low heartbeat. Doctors were concerned, but she couldn't have it installed surgically. She had to have it installed non-invasively through a vein in her leg. The pacemaker is the size of a quarter, maybe, if even that large. She seems to have really tolerated that procedure very well. But I couldn't be with her because I had COVID. I had to self-isolate. So I couldn't be with her as I normally would have been. I think that sometime during that time, when I couldn't be with her, when she was transferred back to the nursing home that she has resided in for many years, she'd stopped eating. Now, that was something really different because she's always been a very enthusiastic eater. And she especially likes food that I make, things like salmon and turkey or chicken or whatever. She never refused it. And this time over Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving, I was visiting her and I told her what I was going to make. I was going to cook a 12-pound turkey seasoned my way, and it was going to be with brown rice festooned with caramelized onions and mushrooms and red peppers, green peppers, orange peppers, yellow peppers, you name it, the works. It was going to be great. And my mom said, hey, well, look, if you make it and if you bring it to me, I will eat it. I will eat it. Now, she doesn't call me Jim. She calls me Maurice. That's my middle name. And she's one of the 2 people in life who routinely get away with it. But that's what she calls me. Bring me the meal, and I promise you, Maurice, I will eat it. So the day after Thanksgiving, I'm back visiting my mom. I'm sitting right by her bed, and I unveil my creation. Here it is, Mom. It's a small sample because I know you haven't really had a great appetite lately, but here it is, all for you. Go to it. Well, I'm sorry, Maurice, but I just can't eat it. I can't. For a few seconds, I felt rejected, but I know that she wasn't rejecting me. I think I have to come to the realization that although she's only 26 days away from reaching her 81st birthday on January 10th, I really am worried for the first time in my life that she might not get to see that birthday. You see, because she hasn't been eating, she's lost a lot of weight and she's very weak. And she's also not been drinking consistently. So she's on an IV, getting hydration that way. And every once in a while, she'll drink an Ensure, which is like a cross between a smoothie and a milkshake. And she'll drink some of that. But that's it. It's not enough. I think that my mom, in her way, is saying, I've had enough. I'm tired of illness. I'm tired of being in this place that I've been in for too many years. I'm tired of having to have somebody else take care of me. I'm tired of, I'm just ready. I'm ready to just be done with it. But I just can't at this point say the D word, death. But that's what she means. She's preparing herself. And watching her do that has been very jarring for me because I've never had to experience that with a loved one. I'm especially somebody who I'm so close to. But my visits, the frequent visits I make with her, are devoted to music and conversation, rubbing her hands, and making sure that when I come there and when I leave, she gets 2 kisses on the forehead right in her favorite spot. My friends, I call to you, to any loved ones in your life, pull them close and tell them how much you love them and how much you appreciate them being in your life. For most of us, that's a no-brainer. But for me, that's an example of just gratitude squared. Madam Toastmaster.
Gratitude squared. Thank you so much, Jim, for bringing us into your world and taking us back to what really is important, especially during this time. Gratitude squared. I certainly have to do the same. You see what I'm holding? Clearly, I hope I'm holding them close enough. I hope I'm being that person that they can remember and also give 2 kisses in the favorite spot that Jim talked about. And so you're reminding us that the most wonderful time of the year is the time to hold those dear ones to us so close and to make the most of our time really matter. Thank you so much, Jim, for that speech. Thank you so much, Grace. This is the best part of our meeting. And as we go into the next session of our Toastmasters meeting, I would like to inform each and every one of us that we will be having our table topics right now. And to continue with our table topics, I would like to invite our table topics master, BTM Raghu, to take the podium. Just to remind you, Raghu, and maybe Anna, Toastmasters, table topics will take 15 minutes of our meeting. Thank you. You're welcome, Raghu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Catherine. Now it's time to have some fun and learning. Before that, I want to confirm, I want to invite Manar, who has just joined. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself, Manar?
Yeah, sure. But just let me get to the meeting room. I'm very close to it.
No problem. Are you okay to attempt a table topic when I invite you?
Yeah, there you go. So
sure. So table topics is all about impromptu speaking. So when we invite you, you need to speak on the topic at least 1 to 2 minutes. It's up to you. What is the style that you want to use? Okay. So I will
is it about
you,
what? Sorry?
Any topic that I give you on the spot. Okay. So do you want to quickly introduce yourself, Mana? Welcome to Interpersonal Toastmasters.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Manar. I am an immigrant from Syria. I have been in America since 2015. I came when there was a war in Syria, actually still, but right now the situation in Syria is much better than the time I came here. And it is the first time for me I joined Toastmaster because one of my friends or colleague recommended it to me. Just I wanted to join it because for many reasons actually. I want to work on my accent, just to improve my accent and also know more about, I would say more about the culture since I am single and I want to be involved more with the people. So basically, after I came to America, I went to the school, I did master in business, and now I work in an IT company and in the project management. So basically
Wonderful.
9 to 6. Yeah, basically 9 to 6. But I think I still need to improve my accent. Seems like the matter of the accent for someone who came to America when he is like 35 like me, it's not something easy to get rid of it, but I'm still working on it. And I mean, nice meeting you. Right now I'm in the office.
Nice knowing you, Manar.
And honestly, it is, I mean, I don't even know like the process of Toastmaster, since just like someone referred it to me, but so it starts at 6:30 as I see, but what time does it finish?
We are 1 hour meeting. We just have 1 hour meeting and I'll explain you after the meeting, okay? Fine.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Manar. And
Mm.
one thing is, it's not
You're
about reducing the accent. It's about improving your pronunciation is what I learned, that you cannot
Mhm.
remove your accent overall.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's time to have some fun and attempt our table topics. So, Catherine, let me start with you. The topic for you is, what makes the grass on other side greener? What makes the grass on other side greener? Toastmaster Catherine.
Thank you so much, Raghu. The grass is not green or greener on the other side. What happens is what you see. If you water the grass on your side, it will actually appear greener than your neighbor's grass. But if your neighbor waters the grass on the other side and you neglect yours, it suddenly will appear greener. And so what happens is, when you neglect your life, when you neglect yourself, when you neglect your environment, when you neglect your people, the other side will certainly look greener. It will look greener. The other families will look greener. They'll look better. The other children will look healthier. The other spouse will look better. The other organization will look nicer. The other business will look richer because someone has paid attention to the watering. And the watering means time. It means attention. It means getting into knowing, just like Toastmaster Grace informed us, understanding, knowing, and growing the relationship. And just like Toastmaster Jimmy informed us, spending quality time, making the most of the time that there is. And just like the most wonderful time of the year, it is making the most with what we have, the shimmery, the nice lights, and the nice family and the food that we're gonna eat. That's what makes the grass greener on the other side. Thank you, Toastmaster Raghu.
Oh my God. Okay, now, Anna, do you want to go next?
Thank you
In
so
some,
much. I'm working on timing.
no, I'll get you somebody to time you. Unless you try, how will you practice, right?
Okay, thank you. So what is
Anna, tell us something about, the last celebration that you enjoyed.
last celebration?
Celebration that you enjoyed.
Enjoy the celebration.
Right. Any celebration, any festival that you celebrated and enjoyed.
Who is timing, Anna?
Yeah, Susan is doing it.
Raghu, are you timing, Anna?
Susan is doing it.
Susan, sorry, I did not get it. Sorry.
Okay. So I won't get Toastmaster. I want to share I cannot say celebration. It's the time I spent with the Toastmasters. Because last year, a man from Iran, and he came back to his country, and then after he came back, he got COVID. After 2 months, he came back to China, and we want to give him a gathering. Very luckily that day, we have planned, and during that day, the weather is so good, and we climbed the mountain. The weather is so good, unexpectedly so good, and we climbed the mountain, we enjoyed the time, and later we go to the restaurant eating the hot pot, and I think everyone enjoyed. So that's the memorable celebration we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. I think we are all glued to Toastmaster meeting in one or other way, including our feeling towards these meetings. Now, who wants to go? Let me pick up. Grace, do you want to go?
Sure.
Toastmaster Grace, why do empty vessels make more noise? Why do empty vessels make more noise, Toastmaster Grace?
Why do, sorry, I didn't catch that. Why
Do
empty?
empty vessels make more noise?
Okay, empty vessels. Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. I think that empty vessels make noise because they wanted to be able to be more proud of themselves. They wanted to be show off because in reality, they don't have anything at all, right? But they are just masking themselves by having more noise to call attention of other people or other things. For instance, I could say the one that has nothing inside would be when you toss it into the floor, it will sound louder than if it has something on it because they wanted to call attention. But if it's not, if it doesn't have anything, then I mean, if it has something on it, they wouldn't call attention because they are doing it for their own purpose. So that's why I think that an empty vessel makes more noise than when it has something on it. Thank you.
We have a saying in Hindi, the language that the national language of India, Adarat Gagari Chalakat Jaya, which means the pot which is half filled keeps spilling across, while the full pot never spills. Thank you for those words, Grace. Nice attempt there. I have another good one. This goes to Toastmaster Jim. Jim, why are you you? Why are you you?
I am me because I really have no other choice. Music is one of the joys of my life. And one of my favorite songs is something that Sammy Davis Jr. Sung many years ago. It's called I Gotta Be Me. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I've gotta be me. And sometimes it can take a lifetime for people to realize and appreciate who they are. It's so easy to compare oneself to other people and deem yourself to be lesser. But when we realize that we are who we are and can be proud of it, that's one of the most important things that we can accomplish in life. So I am me because that's how it has to be. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Jim. Susan, the topic is for you. I will use switch technique and you know what is it. The topic for you is honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy, TTM Susan.
Mr. Toastmaster, I was taught at a very young age in Girl Scouts to be honest. And it's one of those things that's resonated deeply within me. And as I became more religiously affiliated, I found that it's also important to be honest. Now, when we get into the business world, we have those options to be honest or not, and people really decide who you are by whether you are filled with integrity. You say what you're going to do and you do what you're going to say.
Rich.
But then again, there's those times when someone comes up to you and asks you a question, do these pants make me look fat? And unfortunately, the truth might not be the best answer. Or your friend gets a haircut and you say, how do you like it? And your first response is to not lie and you start saying, well, it's
Rich.
different. And I love it. But if I were to be honest, truly honest in the way I would be breaking their heart because I would tell them what I really think. And it's the worst haircut I've ever seen. My mom had her hair done once and she highlighted blonde on top of black. And I had to honestly tell her it looked like a porcupine because I was
Rich.
honest. But had I been smart, I would have said, it is the most unique and remarkable hairdo I've ever seen. And perhaps we would not have had the animosity because I was too brutally honest. Sometimes it's worthwhile telling that little evasive fib, maybe. God forgive me, but this is the way we need to be.
Okay, Manar. So how we do table
Yep.
topics is I give you a topic and then you speak on
Sure.
that for 1 to 2 minutes only. So
Sure.
do you want to go? So the
Yeah,
more
for
you
sure.
practice, the better
Mhm.
you become. That's how you will learn in
Yeah.
Toastmasters.
Mhm.
I want you to speak in 1 to 2 minutes about how did your day go till today, till now? How did you spend your day till now in 1 to 2 minutes?
Sure. So I started my day today almost at 8 o'clock. I had a meeting in these. I mean, at the end of the year, usually we are very busy. We are working on a few projects, and I had back-to-back meetings. And then I had very delicious lunch in my office. It's like we have an open buffet. And then I went to pick up my son from the school. I went back to the office. And then I just like finished almost 1 hour ago. And I was like, oh, one of my friends told me to check Toastmaster. Let me see what is the nearest place I can go. And let me see how is this experience. And yeah, luckily I was able to find this meeting or this location, so I joined it. Yeah, I mean, basically my day is just like work. After I finish work, I go home, just having dinner, and then I sleep, and then I start the other day.
Thank you. Thank you, Manar.
Yeah.
Keep joining our
Yeah, yeah.
meetings and keep learning. And I'll talk to you after this meeting.
Sure.
Impromptu speech is all about learning. It prepares us for those critical moments. So in the interest of time, due to the warning that I received from the Toastmaster of the day, I have stopped the table topic session now and give the control back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, our remarkable DTM Toastmaster Raghu, for those wonderful table topics. I enjoyed each one of them, and indeed it gives us so much pleasure to have fun. We're now going into what we call the Breakfast for Champions. This morning in Kampala, it is exactly 6 a.m. and I'm excited to have breakfast after this meeting. But one of the best things that we call Breakfast for Champions and Toastmasters is the evaluations. And for your benefit, Manar, when people give their speeches at Toastmaster, they get a chance to get very beautiful evaluations from seasoned Toastmasters, because we're here to support one another. And indeed, you are in the right place. I just want you to know, if you choose our club, you will grow, because every member of this club chooses to support another member. And so now we're going into our evaluations, and I would like to invite our first evaluator, who is DTM, the remarkable DTM Susan, to evaluate Grace's speech. Please join me and we give a hand clap to welcome DTM.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and Grace. What a remarkable job you did today. One of the things that caught my attention immediately was when you started out with your title, which I thought was a bit of a tongue twister. So I was expecting some lightheartedness, and you delivered. You gave us your heartfelt story personally by connecting with the audience to talk about being an introvert, which many in the room might be. And that let them know this is a safe place to share the information, even if you're not an introvert, but even so, you connected. You went on to tell us your personal experience with great clarity. Every word you used was impressive. They gave your message in a clear, concise way, and you used the Toastmaster's specialty of rule of 3. And you did it multiple times. The times I observed were you built confidence, creativity, and advancing the careers. And then you gave us 3 different reasons why we need to find our connections, the new ideas, the new people, and I missed the 3rd one, but I was writing furiously. And then you talked about the benefits of interacting as networking, not just in the business world, but personally. Again, another 3, in a volunteer organization, in social situations, and of course in Toastmasters, which we all know. Your vocal variety was on the best level that I've seen from you yet. Your passion came through, your excitement for this, and we all knew it. You believe it, you shared it, and you shared it again. You lived it, we lived it with you. A couple of recommendations that I would have for you to improve to the next level is when you closed with your quote, perhaps go just a little slower. I didn't catch the person's name, and if it is an important quote, it needs to not be speedy. Say it slowly, and at best, repeat it so that everyone knows that this is important. Net worth is your net worth, and that where it came from your title. But if you're going to use a quote as a close, try to be slower and repeat. Additionally, at the end, you could have given us a call to action. You had an opportunity to say to your audience, this is what I've done, this is how I enjoyed it, but now turn it around to your audience and suggest to us, perhaps you might think about networking a little bit differently after this speech, that it is not just a forced project to do in school because you had to, but because it can benefit not only your interactions, your life. Call it around to the audience. One other item to challenge yourself is in Zoom, you are a little close up. As you can see in my box, you can see from here up, so I can have hand gestures. We're seeing you from the head only. I would recommend that you either sit back a little bit further so that we can do that, or tilt the camera back just a little bit so that we could see a little bit more of you, and you can incorporate some gestures that might enhance. In recapping your speech, it was a remarkable advance in your vocal variety. You had clarity of your words and your experience. We walked through this experience with you, and we know you believe in this. The best part about it is seeing that smile on your face, that you know and believe this, and we absolutely love you for it. Thank you. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, DTM Susan, for that evaluation. I would like to invite Toastmaster Manoj to give his
No,
report.
I'm evaluating Jim's speech.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. I'd like to invite the remarkable DTM Raghu to give us his report of Toastmaster Jim's speech. Thank you.
Before I start, I request Anna to show timer cards. Somehow I didn't see after green the cards for Susan.
So may I ask the evaluation for 2 minutes?
2 to 3 minutes.
2.
2 minutes green, 2.5 amber, and 3 red. Okay. Are we good, Anna? Still have some question?
So 2 minutes.
2 minutes is green. Okay.
Okay.
And then 2.5 is yellow, 3 is red.
Okay.
Toastmaster Jim, you are a remarkable speaker. There's no doubt about it. This is a classic example that you can come with a speech on any topic from your life and present it in Toastmaster meeting. While most of the people try to come with other topics, you have shown that we can express the difficult moments, the difficult emotions in our speeches. I really love the way that you started your speech today. I also love the usage of language and rhetorical statements that you made. And some repetitive statement that you made gave power to what you spoke today. Mother is always a wonderful woman in everyone's life. And you use this space to pay gratitude to your mother today. That's a wonderful one to us to watch and to feel all through your speech. Your emotions that we felt along with you. And I'm sure that everybody was touched and everybody felt the gratitude towards their loved ones. If I have to give you some improvements, though it's very difficult to give improvements to such an emotional speech, but I try my best. I thought the speech can be restructured. For example, talking about how wonderful your mother was from how you observed from your childhood. And then while you grown, and then what do you feel about? You're talking about gratitude scale. So try to cover that up, connecting as a central idea to different time frames, because you went front and then forth in different parts of your speech. So if you can structure a little bit, that would enhance the message that you give. Second thing is a call for action came very late. Even when you try to close, the timing was not proper. So if you can ensure what you are reading, or at least the structure of the speech is so that you can close within the time, so that you have enough time for your call for action and closing. So if you can work on these two parts and ensure that you're doing this speech again, I'm sure that you can do much better. You can do wonders. I wish you all the best for your future speeches. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghu, for that evaluation. I think Toastmasters and guests, you will agree with me that the menu we have had was a sumptuous one. Network, network, net worth, and gratitude squared are unforgettable dishes that we have had this most wonderful time of the year. To conclude my theme, I would like to leave you with a special carol during the season, which is my most wonderful time of the year. I cannot leave you without the singing or the carol. So if you will allow me to share my screen, yes, please.
You need to ask for the reports.
I beg your pardon? Should I do that before I conclude the theme?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Raghu, for that. Kindly allow me to invite our role takers, Sangeeta, Manoj, and Anna, to give their reports. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.
Sangeeta.
Sangeeta, you are muted. Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
I don't know how others have evaluated previously, but the thing is, I have not really caught any of the filler words or overused words by many of the people who spoke. Maybe because of experience, you are not using as much, where I couldn't catch them. Grace, when she was doing the table topic, I found few R's and a few repeats. Regular speakers didn't have any R's or ums during this speech, because table topic is the one which is like spontaneous, and that is why people might be using more R's and ums. Then Manar is somebody who was using a lot of R's during his introduction and his table topic. Otherwise, I could understand everything that he was speaking, and it was very clear. There was no problem with his accent or his language. Only the R's was there, and few repeats in Manar's speech. I want to speak about Jim. His entire speech, when he was speaking, I was almost in tears, because I went through the same thing with my mom before she passed away in 2011. Whatever you told, that's exactly what I felt during that time. So it was very hard for me to not cry. And it was a very moving speech, which took me back more than 10 years ago. God will be with your mom, and I pray that you have the courage to face whatever is going to be in future. I heard some pauses, but I thought with the kind of topic, the pauses were appropriate for the Jim's speech. And who was this? Anna Timer. I think for the table topic, you had the word so and a repeat of and the. These were the only two repeats. Rest of them, I don't know if I missed them. I should be listening more often to actually figure out how many exact words that you had used, the filler words and the overused words. Thank you.
It was a remarkable report, Sangeeta. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Manoj, please go ahead.
Yeah. So thank you. Here I'm back with my report. So I'm not a grammar person or English person. I generally tend to overlook if the actual meaning is conveyed to me. So I'm in a difficult role for myself. And as I said, I've tried my best to see, is someone making some mistakes in their speaking with respect to grammar or tenses or something. But it shows your experience as a Toastmaster, how well you are with the language. I haven't seen any grammatical errors or mistakes, and it's remarkable for me, for you people to use what I said, to use remarkable. So I have made a note of that. I have seen speaker one, Grace, used it once, speaker two, Jim, used it once, and our Toastmaster of the day, Catherine, she used it a lot. Thanks, she used almost 5 to 6 times the word remarkable. And our evaluator Susan has used it twice, and our evaluator two, Raghu, used once in evaluation, and as a TTM he used once. So these are the things I have seen, and I have seen very few usages which we can use in our regular language. Like when we say that these are my feelings or something, which I'm looking into the past, feelings of reflection. That's what I got it from Toastmaster Catherine. And we say I'm running short of time. What TTM Raghu use in the interest of time. So we can use that wording. And knowing is growing is what I think Grace used. Knowing is growing. I found this is a better usage where we can use in our regular wording. So this is my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manoj. Now we'll have Anna.
Hello, everyone. Can I share my? I was not permitted to share my screen.
You want to share your screen? Okay, I'll make you co-host. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So can anybody see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, here's my report for the prepared speaker, Jim. You use 7 minutes and 15 seconds. For Grace, use 6 minutes and 20 seconds. For the table topic section, for the table topic speaker, Catherine, you use 2 minutes. Thanks, Susan. I'm using 1 minute 20 seconds. For Grace, 1 minute and 20 seconds. For Jim, 1 minute and 20 seconds. For Susan, 1 minute and 55 seconds. For, if I didn't pronounce the name, forgive me or correct me. For how to pronounce it?
Manar.
For Mana, 1 minute and 15 seconds. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna.
You can stop sharing.
Yes. Should I, before I adjourn the meeting, do you want me to invite any guests, Manoj and Manar, to tell us about their experience for this meeting?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I like this meeting. It is very interesting, and I like all the topics about it. Even it is the first time for me here, but I feel I'm very interested to keep joining this meeting if it happens on weekly basis. And thank you so much for accepting me here in this meeting.
You're most welcome, Manar, once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Manoj.
Hi. So I have been attending online Toastmaster meeting on other club, which is run by DTM Raghu, and I found this is interpersonal is almost similar. Means that is exciting. This is even more exciting because here we have a lot more people coming across the globe. We are covering all the time zones, if I'm not wrong. So I found it very useful. a diversified group here, and it will be very useful for me to come back every time whenever possible for me.
Thank you so much. I hope that you will choose to join us. Interpersonal Toastmasters Club, as you can see, is a club that represents the whole world, indeed. So it's a place that you want to grow. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to hear. And Mana, I hope that tonight you will choose us as people to grow with. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Yes. I would like to close the theme of this meeting before we take on role takers for the next meeting. And as I close, I just want to encourage us that this is the most wonderful time of the year. It is the time that we are taking time off to reflect and hold dear to us what is really important. And I hope that as I close you with this carol, you will love it. Raghu, please help me to share my screen if you can for just a minute. And that will mark our theme for this meeting. Am I good to go?
1 minute. You're good to go.
Thank you. Okay, here I am. I'm just going to share with you a carol. It's very short.
No sound.
Catherine, we're not hearing any sound.
So when you share, you need to share with the sound. Catherine, you need to select that option. Catherine, when you share, you have an option. Okay. Is that you singing?
Catherine, you do need to stop sharing and restart.
Right.
When you go
Sorry
before
about
you
that. Let me start again.
when you go to do share screen, there should be a little box at the very bottom on the left
Check.
side to check
Yeah,
mark for sound.
checkbox. Shared sound.
Check.
Yeah. Shared sound.
It says share.
So shared sound. And on the
Oh yeah,
right side,
share sound. Okay,
left
I've
side,
seen
yeah.
it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, check that and then
Okay.
share. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is that you singing?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I hope that was warming your heart. I hope that you go with a warm spirit to take the most wonderful time of the year. I appreciate you. So thank you so much, Toastmasters and guests, for listening to me, for having me host you this evening or this morning. And I hope that you enjoyed the meeting.